Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to use ForEach-Object with parallel option in PowerShell 7. So, in this video you will learn how to run code in parallel using ForEach-Object with the parallel option, and as I said in the intro, this is available only in PowerShell 7 or newer version, and because, for example, the normal default Windows PowerShell is by default in the version I think 5.2, it will not work here, and I will show you that it is not working, and then we will move to the PowerShell 7. So what is the basic syntax? Each item in that case is processed in parallel, as I said before, instead of the like a normal sequence processing. So we can iterate from 1 to 5 using for each and object, and now we can do option parallel, which in that case will not work, and we can, for example, print the value, so like this. So in that case we should print 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, of course, and as you can see we are getting an error. Why? Because parameter set cannot be resolved using the specified name parameters. As you can see, this parallel option is the problem. So now we can move to the PowerShell 7. I will do the same thing, and as you can see, in that case it will work. So from 1 to 5 we'll use for each and object with the option parallel. We'll open the braces, and now we will print the value and we will close that. As you can see, in that case it is working fine. So we are printing the values from 1 to 5. Now I will show you another example. It will be a little bit more interesting, I think. So again we'll do the same thing. So for each and object with the option parallel, like this, we will open that and we will do something what we call start sleep. We'll set the seconds to 1, and then we'll print the value like this. What we are doing in that case, in that example, all items run at the same time. So I will press enter. As you can see, everything runs at the same time because we are doing this start sleep seconds 1. If I will set start sleep seconds to 2, for example 3, we have to wait 3 seconds. So 1, 2 and 3, and as you can see, everything is being printed at the same time. And as you can see, because our values are processed at the same time in parallel, it is not 100% sure that everything will be printed in the correct order. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 4, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 4, 3 and 5. And if I will do it again, it is possible to get the order, the different order. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 4. So this is the difference between the normal loop and this parallel option. In the normal loop, we are doing everything in a sequence. So we are printing 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. In that case, we are doing everything at the same time. So it is possible for our values to be mixed. As you can see, we can do it again: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and maybe last one: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is, I would say, the correct and expected order. So you had to do this 5 times in order to get the normal sequence order. But now I will clear that, and now we will do another loop. So from 1 to 10, for example, because I will show you one more thing. So for each object with the parallel, we'll open that. Again, we will do this start sleep to make it everything at the same time, so seconds, and 1. We will print the value. We will close that, but we will add the option throw till limit to 3. What we are doing? This total limit option controls how many parallel threads run at once. So it prevents overloading CPU. In that case, it doesn't matter because we have only 10 values. But if you have, for example, 1000 or 1 million, it is recommended to use this throttle limit right here. So as you can see, we have the start sleep 1 and throttle limit 3. So what will happen? I will press enter. We have the first 3 values, another 3 values, another 3 values, and the last one. So this is how it works. Every second we are processing 3 values. So 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and again, because of this parallel processing, we don't have the correct order. We can do, for example, 2. So we will do 2 values every 1 second. As you can see, 2. Oh, in that case, everything was printed in the correct order, but we can do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, this is how it works, and you can test it on your own. This throttle limit, as you can, I think is pretty important. Now, I will show you something. So let's do the for example, variable prefix equals item. Now, prefix with x at the end, of course. And now, we'll do again this loop. It will be short, so from 1 to 3, for each object with the option parallel. We'll open the braces, and now we will do something like this. Maybe I will show you something with the error for now. So if I will do something like this, let's say that we want to use this variable inside of this parallel loop. We can do something, of course, you would do something like this. So prefix, and then we will print the value like this, and you will expect that it is working. But as you can see, it does not work. Why? Because in that case, in the parallel loop, you must use the using option, I mean the using prefix before the variable, to access variables outside the parallel block. So we will do something like this. We will go back again, and now you have to do something like this. Before this prefix, you have to type in using and now prefix. And now, if I will press enter, as you can see, it is working, and now our variable is working fine. So we have this item 1, item 2, item 3. So this is how it works. Now we can set the output to the variable, of course. So we can set the output to the variable or attach the output to the variable, and we can then print it. So we can do something like this. So let's say that result will equal from 1 to 5, and for each and object with the option parallel, like this. We will open the braces, and now we'll multiply every value by 2. So we will have in this result we should have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. We can close that, and now we can print the result. As you can see, of course, it is working. And now, what we can do? The last option that I will show you is the using AsJob. AsJob allows us to run the entire parallel operation as the background job. So we can do something like this. Let's say that job equals from 1 to 5, and for each object with the option parallel, we will use this maybe start and sleep with just, for example, seconds 2. Seconds 2. We'll print the value, and we will end it like this, but with the option as job. Now, as you can see, it was done in the background. If I will try to do job, we have something like this. So we are actually not printing the value. How to resize it? We have to do resize and job, and now $sign and job like this. And now we are actually printing the value. So this is how it works. We are not setting the result to the variable like in that case. Because of this AsJob option, we have something like this, and we have to resize it in order to print the value. And this is what is a parallel for each object loop. When to use this parallel loop, especially I think in the CPU heavy operations, and when you have to process many independent items because of this start sleep option, it might be helpful. And this is all in this video. If you know how to use for each object with the parallel option in PowerShell 7, you can leave a like, you can subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next videos.